October 18, 2017. Great to have you all here. If you haven't looked at any of the videos, none of you faces are on the video. Alright, so I don't have to get your consent. Now, your voices may be on it if you chose to say something in class. I don't think you should be intimidated by the video camera. So let me think. Are you more intimidated by the video camera or by me? Me? Okay, so I will, if we come to a situation where we need to not video the class, that's okay. I'm using it for my own devices right now, and it's been helpful to me so far, but the class is more important than anything else we do. So if you feel like, oh, I said something dumb and it's forever on the tape, well, y'all don't even know tape, forever on the recording. Well, for this to go viral, I would think maybe it would have 11 views or something. I mean, it doesn't have a big impact on what we're doing here. I do want you to be able to, I have for several years since smartphones come around, taken pictures of the board when I do stuff, particularly when I'm doing, later this year we'll be doing composition in the late 18th century style. So I'll often write one on the board and I'll take a picture of it so I can use it again sometime if it's particularly good. Okay, now let me tell you, let me just do this the way I would do this, and let's see what the problem is. Okay, this chord here is, we'll just say it together, 7, 6, 5. It's fully diminished 7th chord, right? I believe the most auspicious place to do that would be here. That would be my first choice. Okay, is it the best choice? D sharp, F sharp, A, C. That seems like that's what I would do right now. So until further notice, I might go back and erase it all. But that's my first choice. Now, first thing I have to do is resolve these two notes. That's the tritone with the bass. That's the first thing that's resolved in any inversion of a fully diminished 7th chord. Let me say that again. Did anybody hear what I just said? In any inversion of a fully diminished 7th chord, the first thing you do is resolve the tritone with the bass. Do you remember, does this resonate with you at all? Have you heard this before? Was it written on the board? Yes, good. So, that I will do. Fortunately, the bass line resolved itself. If it doesn't, it was probably something Bach did. The next thing is, we have to resolve any other diminished fifth inward by step. Do we have a diminished fifth? Yes, we do. So the outcome here is a doubled bass note. Very, very common in a first inversion, fully diminished 7th chord, to go to a doubled bass of a first inversion chord. Okay, this is 4. My best thought here would be that. But no, that cannot be, can it? Why? Contrary motion is a word.
Parallel octaves.
Yeah, that's another word. That's the right word. Okay. So, what to do? Well, I think my choice would be, all right, think for yourself, what would I do next? What would my next choice be? Just, all I'm looking for is a name of a note. What would I double next?
E.
Right. Does that mean that's correct? I don't know yet. It depends on what happens next. Everything is one, okay? Every single thing is the one thing. If you can wrap your head around that little bit. Now, again, we have a situation. Here's the situation. We're going all up in the base. So similar motion and parallel motion are difficult in the upper three voices because of this continuing to ascend in the bass. So now we have, the first thing we know is we are being told to write a D sharp. Do we agree on that? The other thing that that tells us is we're not going to have two D sharps, right? We're going to have one D sharp. And that D sharp is not here. If you look on your paper and you have a D sharp there, you have written an augmented second. You understand that you've written an augmented second if you write a C natural to D sharp. It disappoints me in my teaching, I about said my students. It disappoints me in my teaching that students are not getting the linear things, the parallels, the directs, the augmented intervals. That seems more basic than chromatic par writing. Seems much more basic. So what I would like for us to not miss is every note to every note. That's where we have to be, and we have to use our basic skills on defining what every note to every note means. Okay? Did anybody hear any of that? Are we okay? Just checking. So, one of these here E's, and I'm suspecting the tenor is going to go there. Now, how about the other E?
F sharp.
Isn't that parallel?
Yeah.
Therein lies the issue. How many of you have screwed this up on your own paper?
Yeah.
Look carefully, because there's not an easy solution. That's the thing. There isn't an easy solution. What other choices there might be? Well, doubling two E's moving to two D sharps, not gonna happen. Okay? Not happening. C moving to F sharp. Yes or no? No, but why? And this is your answer. It's an augmented fourth. Okay, you can add, you big dummy, after that if you want. It's an augmented fourth, so that's not allowed. Are we on the same page that we can't write augmented melodic intervals, which an augmented fourth is? Did I say anything about diminished intervals? I did not. Okay, so, you would think that the C would go to a B, right? Yeah, all right, that's fine. It's the poor altos that don't have a home. What can be done for them? He was shocked. Anybody see Dr. Wood's recital last night? I thought he played quite well. I'm going on record as that. I even told him afterwards, as I shook his hand, and I said, Peter, I think you're getting a little bit better. He's always been quite good, but I thought, I don't think it was that the program was any easier. The first half, maybe, he did all his own arrangements there. They weren't super easy, though. And then the Awazin, that's pretty challenging 20-minute piece. And then a close by. Sharp at times. I'll tell you a great experience I had with that. Monday we were setting up to make sure the technology all worked. And I'm setting up the desk where the projector and the mixer and the interface and the computer. A lot of moving parts here. Big old long list of things that had to be done to make that piece work. And my assistant was on stage doing things and hooking things up and getting all that side done. And then we're like, okay, let's give it a try. Press play, music, video. It's like that. You can't believe how rare it is to do a big setup and hit play and have it actually work. I've been doing this since I was 13-ish, like, it's been a really sad, long life. Never mind. Okay, so this alto E needs a home. Best choice. Who can do it? Who can do it? Who can do it? Okay, what is it not going to be? D sharp or F sharp? What does that leave? To be or not to be a B? That is the question. What do you think? Is that correct? It looks weird, doesn't it? Did anybody get that solution? Okay, let's hear some of your solutions so I can tell you why they're wrong. You may change them. Now, what are the other options? Well, to try to do something here, right? What could you do there? I would probably do this. Let me play that. Let me play that so you can hear the Midnight Ride of Paul Revere. I don't think Paul Revere was yelling the British were coming, do you? Because they all considered themselves British. Like the regulars are coming, or something of that sort. Here it comes. Now that sounded just fine in keyboard style, didn't it? Okay, who has alternate choice? Okay, let me do this. Please, what if I have, all right. Can you read these notes? I often think your notation is terrible on your homework, but then mine's pretty bad too. Okay. If this is this, this ain't this, right? All right. So butcher the English language. Okay. What could it be instead? Any choices?
Could you double the C?
Or
do
I'm thinking.
CEA?
Okay, here's our choices. Now, can this note go to this note?
Sure.
Say no, okay?
No.
No is the correct answer. Why?
So perfect.
You're in the right chapter. What was like one of the things I talked about on Monday over and over? Direct fits. Would that be a direct fit? The answer is yes. Yes. It only matters that the soprano leaps in the same direction as the bass. It doesn't, the bass does not have to leap. Maybe we should talk about that this week instead of Monday. Okay, so we can't do that. So could we do this and not end up here? Let's say we don't end up. Could the B go to the A there? Careful now. If that happens, we would have to do this. That's not incorrect, is it? Now the next move would be quite simple if the bass were an octave lower. But the thing is, the tenor does not cross the bass. Because if it does, the tenor is then the bass, isn't it? So, although it may occasionally happen in the real world scenarios of choirs and choruses and chamber ensembles, it's not going to happen here. Okay? Yes?
Okay, so they could not be on the same note, like there. The tenor could not be on that same A.
Right here,
Mm-hmm.
it leaves you in a possible position for the next chord. Yeah. Okay, so if that's the case, if I do this, I'm not going to end up on that chord. What chord would I end up on? Now, here we go. Right here, right here, right here. That is correct. That is a correct rendition. What is the problem is the next note. Okay, the next note is deception. Yes? I think. Yes. And that would mean the B would need to go to what note? The B in deception goes where? Okay, let's take a brief minute. What are we talking about? Let's be more clear on that. This B in deception goes where? No.
To the tonic?
No! These two notes go to the tonic. Because they're right next to the tonic, yeah? Oh, wait. This is why people don't answer me, right? let me do this like high school band directing. What shall I throw at you next, or break, or stomp around? My band director, he would perpetually be breaking his batons and throwing them at people and getting his face all red, which really highlighted his alcoholism. But he was a great musician, you know, pretty great man. Okay, where does the B go? No one cares about Mr. Hooker. Let's continue with the B.
We could have changed the G. Not anymore.
Did I hear a G?
Yeah.
Oui, the G. So, you can see why I would consider that wrong. Yeah?
Yeah.
Whereas if the bass were an octave lower,
It would be right.
Yeah.
it would be right. Okay. So now, that's not happening, huh? Okay, so really, if we looked at this situation, that's where we might want to be, right? So if that's that situation, then this is that situation, yes? And then this would have to be this situation. Okay, for this to be there, that's got to be there. So what's the benefits here? Now we have a complete 5 chord instead of an incomplete 5 chord. Do you think I could make it even more complicated of a really simple thing? These are really simple chords, aren't they? So, that leaves this bad person. Who can spell the chord correctly? All right, how can this chord go to this chord and be correct right there? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? Who can do it? Okay. Okay, our last choice, 2 E's and a C sharp, not gonna work now, is it? How cometh? Because it would be parallel fifths from the 1 E to the F sharp. Okay, so that's gone. G sharp still cannot, or sorry, G can still not go to A. That's still parallel octaves, right? What is the correct answer?
A, B, C, C.
Okay, now that looks a little strange, granted. But it's okay. This C to F sharp is kind of okay. Now, would that be my, do I think that's a good choice? No. What do I think is the best choice? And what do I want you to write on your paper at this time? Okay?
Did you mean to put a B on that chord?
I don't think B would be correct, would it?
Nope.
It's C sharp, right?
Natural.
Yeah, that too. Okay, is that better? That's what we wanted. Now, maybe that is a tough deception there, isn't it? Tough deception. Is that next chord the way to go? I kind of starting to like the other one better now. What I think going to deception, the complete 5 chord is the better chord. This B, I don't know. You want to take let's turn on the applause-o-meter, and by round of applause, you don't even know what I'm talking about, do you? Do you know what the question is? Do we keep this, or do we go with this? Oh, sorry. This. This. When I look at them side by side, I have to believe I like that one better. Okay. Well, I don't know though. I tell you why I don't like this one better. Is that this C goes to F sharp, and what it really should do is go to G there. You know, you would want to resolve that diminished fifth. But let's play them. Okay, alternate. Oh, damn. Stop. Oh, switch. I like the second one. Now, look. That's what I think is the most basic of our voice leading patterns there. Okay, so now we're at 6 to 4 to 2 7 to 1 6 4 to 5 to 1. Is everyone at this place? Did anyone come up with that solution? Anyone? It's pretty basic stuff, but I enjoyed the complexity of it. Okay, so let's see if we can do this together. A, C, E. I believe that would be the correct thing to do there. Okay? Now, this is a nice chord because you don't have to do anything, right? Just keep the same notes, I think, right? And you know how much I like that kind of stuff. Now, the note that we're going to double here is a B. We have 2 choices. E, G, B is our chord. What do you think? Does the A go to the B or does the C go to the B?
The C.
I think you're right. I think you're right. Could the A go to B?
No.
It could, but then you would lose the common tone, which makes it more simplistic. Now, this is gonna go here. David, stop doing that. There, and then probably there. Although, you could have perfect or imperfect there at the end. Either one is fine. I found that to be a lot of fun. David. I think y'all did a really good job on that. I like the way that sounded. You well thought through and all of that. Does anyone have a question about that particular example? Anyone? Okay. We have a little. All right, pick an easy major key, not C. All right, B flat. Okay, I'm gonna do something in vocal style. What key did we say? F? I think we said B flat, but F's gonna do it. All right, we're gonna do this in vocal style. All right? Did you hear me? Vocal style. I need everybody to follow along, and then okay. This is 5/7 in the key of F.
What is that?
Yes?
Yes.
Would you describe it as complete or incomplete?
Incomplete.
Right. Okay. How many ways can this resolve correctly? Answer is 1, discounting the base. Okay? So, that's incomplete to complete. Yes? Do you understand that? It's really, really basic. There's a point to this, all right? There's a point to this, so bear with me. Would you describe this as complete or incomplete? Complete. Okay. Resolve this as many ways as you can correctly. discounting the direction of the base. Although the base, I don't know. Okay, are you with me here? So there is this, which is complete to incomplete, and there is this, which is complete to complete. Do you understand that? It's a really, really basic concept. You have to understand that. Okay, another example. Okay, that might be better an octave higher, but we can still do it. All right? Would you describe that as complete or incomplete? Complete. How would you further describe it is complete with the leading tone in the soprano? How many ways can that resolve discounting the bass? One is the answer. Bass could go up or down. Okay? What is that? Complete or incomplete?
Incomplete.
Incomplete. So, if it is a complete 5/7 chord in root position with leading tone in soprano, it has to resolve to an incomplete 1 chord. Do you understand that? Okay. All of these we're talking about are root position 5/7. Root position 5/7. In a root position 5/7 chord that is complete with the leading tone in the soprano, it must resolve to incomplete 1. Because you are required to make 7 go to 1 when it's in the soprano. There is no, what is it when I go from this E to this C? What's that called? Frustrating the leading tone. You're not allowed to frustrate the leading tone when you do that. Okay, last example. Is that complete or incomplete? Complete or incomplete?
Complete.
Is the leading tone in the soprano?
Yes.
How many ways can this resolve?
1.
Okay, and the answer is that. Okay? Now, I'm going to pass out next Monday's homework. On the back of it is called Supplement 1. We're going to be working on Supplement 1 in class, and you're welcome to work on it on your own too. It won't be graded. Now, as I pass these out, we're all going to do number 2 on the homework 7. Part 2, in vocal style, resolve each of the following 5/7 chords to 1. Label each 5/7 chord and each 1 chord as either complete or incomplete. Frederick, we're going to do Roman numeral 2 on this thing right now. Okay, I'm going to erase the board, put your notes away. Number 2 in 3 minutes. 4/4. You have 3 minutes. Get to work. If there's more than one answer, write them both. Push. Push. Raise your hand if you're done. How many have done 1, 2, 3, 4? That would be all of them, right? 1 more minute. Okay, stop your work. My opinion, I really feel like you should be able to do this in 3 minutes correctly. I really believe that. Okay, we're gonna check our work. It really seemed like it took us a long time. It really seemed that. So we're missing something a little bit here. Okay, this is incomplete. That. Okay? This is complete. This is complete. Sorry. Now, That's incomplete, right? This is complete. Both of those are correct. That's what I ask you to do. If there's more than one answer, write the other answer. Okay, this is complete. With the leading tone in the soprano, that's incomplete, right? This, same, that's the answer. If you missed anything or you didn't complete it, we got to do something about that. If it takes you that long to do arguably the most basic thing in sophomore theory,